At Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio, game number 2 of the day for the Xenia Scouts and the Hamilton Joes. The Joes took game 1 of the doubleheader 6-0. The Scouts no runs on 3 hits and 5 left on base. The Joes 6 runs on 9 hits, 8 left aboard. As Hamilton improved to 8-17 on the year, the Scouts fall to 12-13 on the year. And just to give you guys an update on the Great Lakes League, the Cincinnati Steam beat the Richmond Jazz in game 1 of their doubleheader. So the Steam go to first place. The Jazz moved to second place. The Scouts now 3.5 games back of the Cincinnati Steam for first. But, of course, to make the playoffs, you only need that second spot in the division. Still 2.5 back of the Richmond Jazz. And with a win here for the Scouts, if the Steam can take care of the Jazz once again, we'd only be a game and a half back of that second spot, Andrew.
Well, game, and also they're actually at the end of the 4th, and this is updated about 18 seconds ago. Richmond and Cincinnati all tied up at 3, but this certainly a must win. And for the young man who's headed to the mound in the home half, Caleb Bly, a big spot, probably the most important game he's pitched all year, Gabe.
Caleb Bly will be on the mound for the Scouts, on the mound for the Hamilton Joes, as the Scouts will bat first here in the first inning. For the Joes, Frank Dixon on the mound, a 7.78 ERA, 0-2 in 5 appearances for the Joes. Opponents bat .270 against Frank Dixon. Francisco Andina, the leadoff batter, the first pitch to him. Fastball in there for strike 1. We're underway here in game 2. Andina in the leadoff spot last game as well. He went 0 for 2 with a walk. Francisco bats from the left side against the lefty Dixon. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses high, 1-1. Frank Dixon, 17 and a third innings pitched on the year. He's given up 17 hits, so about a hit an inning. 15 runs, all of them earned. Now the 1-1 pitch to Andina. Fastball chopper toward first. It rolls foul, 1-2. Dixon, 19 walks, 13 strikeouts on the year, a 2.08 whip. Walks plus hits per innings pitched. Dixon now sets, takes a deep breath on the mound and he waits for Andina to step in. Now the 1-2 pitch. Off speed, misses outside, 2-2 to Francisco Andina.
Close pitch to Andina there. Good eye. Andina, a guy who draws a lot of walks. We saw him pick up one in the last game. Adds to his, I guess, now 18 total.
Now a 2-2 to Andina. Curveball slammed into right field. That ball traveling. That ball will land fair. Andina rounding first. He'll head to second. Slides into second with a leadoff double here in game number 2.
And for the Scouts, who were so hard pressed for really any sort of offense, their only extra base hit in the first game coming from Jordan Lambert. Andina hits the sweet spot there. The Scouts start off with a runner at second, and Aaron Takis down to the plate to try to get the Scouts on the board early, something they badly need.
Takis steps up 0 for 3 in game number 1 of the doubleheader here today. Trying to get his first hit of now the evening, as game 1 was at 5:05. First pitch here in game number 2 at about 7:40. Andina leads off second. The first pitch to Takis is low and inside, 1-0. Frank Dixon's 19 walks, his 4th most in the Great Lakes League, so he does struggle with control sometimes. He takes a look at Andina, the 1-0. Grounded, fair ball down the first baseline. Oh!
Come on.
And once again, we are actually sitting right by the Xenia Scouts dugout on the first base line this afternoon, well, now this evening. So Ross Yoder, the first base coach, was pointing fair. From our vantage point, we are looking right at the bag. That ball hopped over the bag in fair territory. But according to the home plate umpire, it was foul. A long strike for Aaron Takis, 1-1.
And that's certainly a shame that Takis robbed of what could have been extra bases. But he'll just have to do it again here.
Takis only 1 extra base hit on the year. It was a double 2 games ago against the Richmond Jazz. The pitch. Chopped right back to Dixon on the mound. He fields, fires to first. Takis is out, one away. And boy, that's a shame for Aaron Takis.
Dina having to hold it at second as well as the ball hit kind of in a nice, interesting kind of sweet spot between first and second. And the third baseman, Williams, holds him over. So just like that, one away. And like I said, Gabe, just a real shame because that really was a fair ball, really and truly. No bias involved.
Kyle Casserly now to the plate. He bats from the left side. The pitch. Fastball. Just high at the chin, 1-0. Cass 0 for 1 with 2 walks in game number 1. So Casserly on base 2 out of 3 times. One of the bright spots for the Scouts. The pitch. Fastball. Just misses below the knees, 2-0. Kyle Casserly coming into the day. Had a hit in 6 of his last 8 games, 6 of his last 9. Was 7 for 20 with 3 doubles in his last 5 games. That fastball misses outside, 3-0, and boy, they just don't want to give Casserly anything to hit today. Frank Dixon, the 6-foot lefty from Arizona State, did not have an appearance with the Sun Devils as Cass takes a strike right at the belt, 3-1.
You talk about how Frank Dixon has been unable to find the zone in a lot of situations, but that's the kind of pitcher that the Scouts really have been known to take advantage of throughout the season. So let's see if they can do it here on 3-1.
No score here in the top of the first between the Scouts and the Joes. Francisco Andina on second for the Scouts. The 3-1 to Cass. High ball 4. Kyle Casserly now has walked 3 times this afternoon in both games combined.
In a big spot here for Caleb Fernholtz and the runners at first and second. Fernholt's a guy who we have seen really in his first basically collegiate at bat in an official ball game, roped a double. And that came against the Richmond Jazz. So now Fernie with an opportunity to flex the power yet again.
Fernholtz bats from the right side. The pitch. Off speed, low, ball 1. Caleb Fernholtz just came to the Xenia Scouts team a couple weeks ago from the Mankato Moondogs.
Yeah, there you go.
In the Northwoods League. I apologize. The name blanked on me for a sec. The 1-0 pitch to Fernie. Off speed at the knee, strike 1. Who part of the reason he came was to get some at-bats. Normally a PO has 1 at-bat in his collegiate career, was his freshman. The pitch. Fastball high and outside, 2-1. And that's the thing. Ross Yoder, assistant coach on the Xenia Scouts team, knows it. Fernie has bat speed.
Oh, it's all about the bat speed.
And despite not really getting collegiate at-bats, he knows he can hit the ball. And he got head coach Bubba Cates to agree to get him some at-bats. Now in the lineup for the second time this season. Of course, that first at-bat was a pinch hit at-bat, so his 3rd game with an at-bat.
Yeah, and in that first start, Fernholtz hit a lot of balls hard. Unfortunately, a lot of them just at somebody.
Dixon checks on Dina, the 2-1. Curveball misses outside, 3-1. Chris Ackerman waits on deck for the Xenia Scouts. Ackerman was not in the lineup for game number 1. Fernholtz awaits the 3-1, waves the bat above his back shoulder. The pitch, high. Ball 4. The bases loaded for the Scouts here in the top of the first, and Chris Ackerman to the plate.
And Ackerman, a guy with tremendous plate discipline. And against Frank Dixon here, Ackerman's going to have to, show that ability off here, try to take some pitches. Either wait for a ball he likes or, the chance that you walk the bases loaded and Donald Ring waiting on deck.
Chris Ackerman, a 264 hitter on the year, 3 doubles, 2 home runs. 11 RBIs for Ackerman, who bats from the right side. No score between the Scouts and the Joes here in the top of the first. The first pitch to Ack. Fastball, inside corner, strike 1. The bases loaded for Xenia here in the top of the first. And boy, would they like to jump out to an early lead after losing 6-0 in game number 1 of this doubleheader. Dixon steps off the mound now. Frank Dixon, in his last appearance, his last start against the Xenia Scouts, gave up 6 earned runs. Now the 0-1 curveball misses outside, 1-1. That was 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 runs given up, 5 hits, 6 walks, and 5 strikeouts for Frank Dixon. The Scouts won that game 9-7. Dixon got the no decision, however. Now the 1-1 to Chris Ackerman. Fastball high above the head, 2-1. Ackerman, you mentioned the plate discipline, 17 walks on the season. That is second on this Xenia Scouts team. And that is tied for 12th in the Great Lakes League. The 2-1. Fastball misses outside, 3-1, Chris Ackerman.
And you're going to have to give Axe something to hit here, or you're going to bring Andina home for the first run of the game.
Andina stands on third, Cass on second. Caleb Fernholtz on first for the Scouts. Ackerman at the plate. The 3-1 pitch from Dixon. Fastball skied foul down the first base line, 3-2. Ackerman, a .437 on base percentage. That is second on this Xenia Scouts team.
And for Ackerman, just got to defend the zone here. Keep getting Dixon to throw pitches.
The payoff pitch. Fastball line drive, right field. That ball tailing, and it will be caught in right. Andina will score from third. 1-0 Scouts here in the first.
And good job there by Chris Ackerman. Gets the task that he had to do done. You could tell, and unfortunately for us, we can't really see where that ball landed, but based on Caleb Fernholtz, not that deep, but the runner at second, Casterly, able to advance over to third. So now first and third now with 2 away for Donald Ring.
Yeah, our setup here along the first base line, the dugout actually blocks that right field corner as Ring hammers one to right. That ball deep, that ball will tail foul. A long strike for Donald Ring. 0-1 on him. So when that ball was caught by the right fielder, we just kind of had to react to that and see what was going on the field in order to make that call.
But always an interesting perspective to see how the base runners are reacting. Fernie took a 3 or 4 hard steps toward that second base bag and then immediately kind of jukes back.
The 0-1 to Ring. Off speed, skied high in the air, deep right center field. Going back as Turner, he won't make the grab. Fernholtz rounds third. He will score a 2 RBI double for Donald Ring, and it is 3-0 Scouts here in the first.
And Donald Ring gets the job done there, flexing that power that only the All-American division this past season has. Deepest part of center field. I thought that ball had a chance to get out. It bounces in the warning track, but no problem. A quick lead here, 3-0 Scouts in the top of the first.
And that'll bring up Joey Roddy for the Scouts, and already a mound visit here in the top of the first for Frank Dixon. Andina got it started with a lead-off double. Casserly walked, Fernholtz walked to load the bases. A sac fly from Chris Ackerman scored the first run of the game in Andina. And then Donald Ring, a 2 RBI double, his 5th double of the year. And we've got ourselves a 3-0 ball game. Joey Roddy to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Well, he was 0 for 3 in game number 1 of the doubleheader. The redshirt freshman from Ohio State looking to keep the inning going for the Scouts with 2 down. The pitch off speed misses outside, 1-0. Ring on second with decent speed. He could score on a base hit. Dixon checks him at second. Now the pitch off speed, swing and a miss at the knees, 1-1. Dylan Lottenville awaits on deck for the Scouts. Lottenville, well, he's been gone for a little under a week from this Scouts team.
They're glad to have him back.
Very glad to have him back in the lineup. That curveball grounded, second base. Zeals fields it, fires to first. That'll do it for the Scouts here in the first inning. 3 runs on 2 hits and a man left aboard for Xenia. It's a 3-0 game as we head to the home half of the first. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom half of the first inning we go here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. A 3-0 Xenia Scouts lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Caleb Bly, the pitcher, here in game number 2 of this doubleheader for the Scouts. The first pitch to Ryan Zeals, a strike at the knees. 0-1. Caleb Bly, a 5.5 ERA, 1-2 in 5 appearances for the Scouts. Now they 0-1. In the dirt, 1-1. 3-0 Bly. 18 inning pitch. He's been up 23 hits, 11 earned runs, 13 walks, 15 strikeouts for Bly. Now the 1-1 pitch. Chop toward third. Roddy fields it on a hop, fires to first. 1 down. Here to begin the bottom half of the first inning.
And from Caleb Bly, the thing that we've seen from him so far this season is that there's that occasional blow-up inning. He'll usually go 1 or 2 times through the order, and then there's been some problems. But we saw in the last time that he was featured in one of these doubleheader contests. It was against Lorain County. A little bit of gamesmanship by the Ironmen stopped him from what ended up being 4 innings. A really good baseball from Bly. Let's see if he can do it again in this doubleheader contest.
Now the first pitch to Ryan McClelland inside at the knee, strike 1. McClelland 0 for 2 with a couple of walks in game number 1. Bats from the left side against the righty Bly. The pitch. Fastball blew it by him. 0-2.
Good looking fastball there from Caleb Bly.
McClelland's 0 for 2 day in game number 1 ended his 5-game hit streak coming into this afternoon. Caleb Bly ahead in the count, 0-2. Bly takes the signal from Ring. The pitch. Off speed, just below the knees, 1-2. Around the diamond for the Scouts, Joey Roddy at the hot corner, Aaron Takis at short, Ange Bourgeois at second, Chris Ackerman over at first, Donald Ring behind the plate this evening for the Scouts. Now the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, just got a piece of it. Did McClelland. Will stay at 1-2. In the outfield, Kyle Casserly in left field for the Scouts, making his 3rd appearance in left field. Francisco Ondina in center and Dylan Lottenville back in the lineup in right field here in game number 2 for Xenia. Ryan McClellan, the Joe's right fielder, up to the plate now. The count 1-2. The pitch from Bly. Curveball just missed inside below the knees, 2-2. Ryan McClellan is now 1 for 11 with 3 walks in 5 games played against the Xenia Scouts. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fastball fouled off behind the plate. Will stay at 2-2. The Scouts strike 3 times in the top of the first to get an early lead. Caleb Bly trying to put up a 0 here in the bottom half. Now the pitch. Curveball just foul tipped.
Oh, just got a piece of it there. Did Ryan McClellan, and Donald Ring had really just got a piece of it. It ended up landing about an inch or two to the right of where Ring's glove was set up.
Ring only making his 3rd or 4th appearance behind the plate. Now the pitch. Fastball fouled off. And this is when, if you're the hitter, you're thrilled to be making Caleb Bly pitch so many pitches here in the bottom of the first. McClelland awaits the 2-2. The bat waving above his back shoulder. The pitch. Curveball fouled off once again. And Bly just kind of gives it that head shake like, dang, what can I do to get past this guy?
Yeah, and a great job, no doubt, by Ryan McClellan at the plate, forcing Bly to work.
Bly sets the 2-2 pitch. Fastball blew it by and strike 3. Caleb Bly won that battle. 2 down here in the first.
And Caleb Bly, patient there, not giving him anything, any junk that he can smack. And, 2 up, 2 down, a hot start here. And now Trey Turner coming to the plate.
Turner 1 for 3 with a walk in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Back in center field here in game 2. He's played center field in both games. The first pitch to him. Fastball at the belt, strike 1. Trey Turner, the redshirt freshman from Arizona State, along with the pitcher today, Frank Dixon, his teammate with the Sun Devils. The pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-1. Both of them, well, Trey Turner redshirted. It says that online. It just says Dixon didn't get an appearance in his freshman year. Not 100% sure if that means redshirt or not, as the pitch, that fastball gets in at the belt as well, 1-2. So the guess is Frank Dixon redshirted as well.
Well, what that could mean is maybe he's not going to play for Arizona State next year, because that could be unupdated. But that is just a suspicion.
The 1-2 off speed, fouled off back toward the Hamilton Joes dugout, 1-2. Trey Turner, 6 multi-hit games this year. Guess who 3 of them are against, Andrew?
Xenia Scout.
That is correct. We've talked about it, how Turner has just hit the Scouts very well this year. Half of his hits on the season against the Scouts. That curveball swung on and missed, strike 3. Caleb Bly gets 2 strikeouts here in the top of the first. 3 up, 3 down. The Scouts head to the second with a 3-0 lead. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. A 3-0 as I choke. A 3-0 Xenia Scouts lead here as we head to the top of the second. Lawtonville takes the ball high, 1-0. Dylan Lawtonville leads it off here in the second inning for the Scouts, followed by Ange Bourgeois and Francisco Wandina. The 1-0 pitch. Off speed, misses high at the chin, 2-0. Lawtonville, Bourgeois, and Andina, the 8-9-1 hitters tonight for Xenia. Now the 2-0 pitch. Off speed, misses low in the dirt, 3-0. And this is something we've seen Lawtonville do often this year, 12 walks on the season. Now the 3-0 from Dixon. Change up, misses outside, ball 4. Dylan Lawtonville's on to begin the second.
And Dylan Lawtonville, a guy who he walks a lot, despite the fact that he hasn't gotten many hits this year, has now 13 walks, tied for third on the Xenia Scouts ball club. So Lawtonville, once again, the Scouts getting the leadoff man aboard, and Ange Bourgeois now will be the 9th scout to bat so far this game.
Bourgeois bats from the left side against the lefty Dixon. The pitch, fastball, ground ball toward third. Williams makes the play, goes to 1 with it. Bourgeois is out. Good speed by Lawtonville, and Williams also kind of fumbled it over there at third. 1 down, but the lead runner for the Scouts moves to second.
Well, yeah, between that 5 and that between that third base and that shortstop spot, Williams had to take a couple of steps in, and didn't really field the ball cleanly. Like you said, kind of fumbled it. So Lawtonville already pretty much safe at first, and Williams had to cut his losses and make sure that they got someone instead of he's safe at second, of course. That's what I mean. But yeah.
Andina steps up now. The first pitch to him. Curveball, never really broke. Misses high and in, 1-0. Andina doubled back in the first inning. Well, last inning. Now settles in. That was Andina's 4th double of the year. The pitch. Fastball chopped towards second. Zeals picks it up. Fires to first. 2 down. Lawtonville moves to third. Still an RBI chance for Aaron Takis.
And Takis, who was robbed of an RBI chance his first time up, hit a ball down the first base line that clearly went over the bag, but the umpire taking it away from him, and he ended up grounding out over to third. But Takis with a little chance at redemption here.
Takis now 0 for 4 today. He went 0 for 3 in game number 1. Now the pitch. Curveball misses high and outside, 1-0. Takis after that hard ground ball that was foul that robbed him of a double. He grounded out to Dixon at the pitcher's mound his first time up. The pitch. Fastball high at the chin, 2-0. And Dixon just shaking his head. He can't find the zone in the first couple innings.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for him all year long, so the Scouts are hard-pressed to show off that plate discipline here. Trying to just keep the inning going, and if you're Takis and you get something to hit here, an RBI situation.
The pitch, fastball high and in, 3-0. Around the diamond for the Joes, Nigel Williams at the hot corner, Eric Santiago and Ryan Zeals, the shortstop and second baseman in the middle infield. Jeff Stuke at first, James Wick behind the plate. The pitch, they get me over 3-0, does just that, 3-1. Riley Dent out in left field, Trey Turner in center field, Ryan McClelland in right for the Hamilton Joes. 3-0 Scouts lead here in the second. The pitch to Takis. Fastball fouled off the front foot of Takis. 3-2. Dylan Lawtonville stands on third, 2 down here in the second for the Scouts. Aaron Takis, his 0 for 3 in game number 1, ended his 3-game hit streak. He has now reached base in 15 of 18 games for the Scouts. It was 15 of 17 coming into today. He continues to struggle against the Hamilton Joes. Just 2 for 15 now. The pitch. Low, ball 4. Aaron Takis walks. Runners on the corners, 2 down for Kyle Casserly. So Aaron Takis, in his 4 games against the Joes, this being the 5th, is now 2 for 16 with 4 walks and an RBI, including that walk right there. Kyle Casserly to the plate now. on the day, including game 1. He's 0 for 1 with 3 walks. That fastball fouled off behind the plate, 1-0. Cass walked his first time up in the first inning. Came around to score on the 2 RBI double from Donald Ring.
So Kyle Casserly, who's only walked 11 times this season, coming into the day, 3 walks on the day. That's a little bit less than a fourth of the season total in one afternoon. Not a bad day for Cass.
That curveball misses outside, 1-1 to Cass. Casserly, the redshirt junior from Wright State, playing left field here in game number 2 for the Scouts, normally a first baseman. Now the 1-1. Off speed, misses in. 2-1. Dixon wanted that pitch. Gives that little grimace. Lawtonville stands on third. Takis on first. Count 2-1 to Kyle Casserly. 3-0 Xenia Scouts lead here in the second. That ball misses low. Gets past the catcher Wick. Lawtonville's not going to test it. Andina moves to second. Count 3-1 on Cass.
And ultimately a smart decision from Lawtonville. We saw a couple of times in the first game, balls that got past the catcher because of a very short area between the backstop and the plate end up ricocheting back off that wall, and the runner at third not with a lot of a chance. So smart decision there by Lawtonville.
Cass with the hitters, 3-1 count. The pitch. Fastball, high at the chin, ball 4. And Kyle Casserly walks for the 4th time today, the 2nd time in this game.
Yeah, so make it 4 walks. So 15 walks on the year and 4 of them today. So it looks like Frank Dixon, this could be it for him. Coach coming out to the mound, and it looks like a call to the bullpen.
It will be. Dixon not happy with himself. He'll walk off. And we're going to see who the new pitcher is. Let him warm up a little. We'll step aside for a couple minutes, and we will come back with the new pitcher. Bases loaded, 2 down here in the second for Caleb Fernholtz. The Scouts lead 3-0. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here in the top of the second at Foundation Field, a 3-0 Xenia Scouts lead here in Hamilton over the Hamilton Joes. Bases loaded, 2 down for the Scouts. Already a pitching change for the Joes. It's Andy Almquist.
Andy Almquist, a 5.21 ERA in 19 innings pitched. He has allowed 15 runs, 11 of them earned, 24 strikeouts. That's the second most on the Hamilton Joes ball club. Just 9 walks in those 19 innings. Get this, Gabe. He has appeared in 11 different contests for the Hamilton Joes.
He comes in and tries to get out of a bases-loaded jam here. Caleb Fernholtz to the plate for the Scouts. He walked his first time up in the first inning. Fernholtz bats from the right side. Almquist sets the first pitch. Off speed, below the knees, 1-0. Fernholtz now 1 for 5 with a walk on the year for the Scouts. Mainly a pitcher. actually has pitched 12 scoreless innings for Xenia this year.
Can't wait to see him throw on Friday.
Now the pitch, fastball misses outside, 2-0. Fernie, the designated hitter, of course, in this lineup, batting cleanup here in game number 2. In a big spot here. Bases loaded, 2 down. Top of the second, Scouts lead 3-0. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt, 3-0 to Fernie.
Yeah, Fernie with a big opportunity here to pick up an RBI, and almost no question, the green light is not going to be given here.
Dylan Lottenville on third, Aaron Takis on second, Kyle Casserly on first. All have reached on walks. The pitch misses inside, ball. Whoa!
You serious, Clark?
I have no idea.
Maybe we have a bad angle though. I can't. I mean,
Fernie
was
was already
first.
4 steps to first. He was starting to run down the line, but the count 3-1 on Caleb Fernholz. Almquist shakes off the sign from Wick. Now sets the 3-1 pitch. Fastball high and in, ball 4. And this time, Dylan Lottenville will walk home.
So Caleb Fernholz, who the man just wants that bat. Hasn't recorded an official one yet today. 2 walks, but he gets an RBI for it and make it 4-0 in favor of the Scouts, Gabe. This is the start we were looking for.
And in steps Chris Ackerman for Xenia. Ackerman, a sac fly back in the first inning. Picked up his 12th RBI of the year. He takes the ball low, 1-0. Tack is now on third. Casserly on second. And Holtz on first. The Scouts don't have a hit here in the second inning.
Just 4 walks.
The pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. A good pitch by Andy Almquist.
We're talking about guys that can get on base with the walk. Chris Ackerman. I mean, he has 17 so far this season. His first at-bat, a sac fly, so not an official at-bat yet today for Ack.
The 1-1. Curveball misses high and in, 2-1. Ackerman, 3 doubles, 2 home runs on the year. It's 330 feet down the left field line, 390 to dead center. And unfortunately from our position, as Ackerman fouls that one off. Now 2-2. We cannot see the right field line, so unfortunately I do not have that dimension.
One day we'll figure it out.
Andy Almquist inserted into this game with a bases loaded 2-out situation. He walks the first batter he faces in Caleb Fernholz. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed on a curveball. Strike 3. Ackerman now 0 for 1 today. Almquist gets his first strikeout of the evening, but the Scouts strike once again. A run on no hits and 3 left aboard. 4-0 Xenia as we head to the home half of the second. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the second we go here in Hamilton, Ohio. A 4-0 Xenia Scouts lead here at Foundation Field over the Hamilton Joes. The Joes, with the win in game number 1 of this doubleheader, improved to 8-17 on the year. The Scouts dropped to 12-13 on the year. Eric Santiago will lead it off here in the second for the Joes. The first pitch from Bly. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Santiago followed by Jeff Stuke and Nigel Williams, the 4-5-6 hitters due up for the Joes here in the second. After Caleb Bly pitched a 1-2-3 first inning. That pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Takis fields it on a couple hops, fires across the diamond, 1 down.
And good job by Caleb Bly. He's getting into a groove now. A couple of ground outs, a couple of strikeouts, and now he hits this 5, 6, 7 spot. This bottom of the order was very dangerous for the Hamilton Joes. Came up with a lot of the run production for the Joes in the first game. Let's see how Black can do with them their first time through.
Jeff Stuke to the plate for the Joes. He takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Stuke 0 for 1 with 3 walks in game number 1. Now Bly sets the pitch. Curveball misses high at the head, 1-1. Stuke playing first base here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. His first at bat here this evening of game 2. The pitch. Curveball drops in there for a strike at the belt. 1-2 to Jeff Stuke. Stuke plays his college ball at Dayton with the Dayton Flyers. He'll be a sophomore with the Flyers. Now the pitch. Fastball fouled off back toward the Hamilton Joes dugout. Stuke did not play for the Flyers last season. He was an all-conference outfielder back in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where he played for Tremper High School. The pitch. Fastball swung on and missed strike 3. Caleb Bly has his 3rd strikeout in 5 batters, and there's 2 down here in the second.
Impressive work by Caleb Bly. And now 1 more here, and Nigel Williams didn't need to get, but so far so good from the young Texan.
Nigel Williams to the plate now for the Joes. He went 2 for 4 in game number 1, one of those dangerous bottom-of-the-order hitters that Andrew was talking about.
Oh, wow. Come on now.
Wow.
Oh, that's brutal. You know, when it was my 2nd grade teacher, that was one thing. But, man, we spent like more, I guarantee you more than 24. I haven't done that yet. Oh, you haven't? You haven't. Fair enough.
That fastball popped up on the infield. Roddy at 3rd settles under it. Makes the grab. 6 up, 6 down for Caleb Bly, and me and Alex will be.
Yeah. All right. I hope that one was purposeful.
That one was purposeful. Me and Andrew, Alex, will be right back here as we head at the top of the 3rd, a 4-0 Xenia Scouts lead. To the top of the 3rd we go here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. The Xenia Scouts have a 4-0 lead over the Hamilton Joes as we head to the top of the 3rd. Andy Almquist back on the mound for the Joes. The first pitch to Donald Ring, just outside, ball 1. Ring followed by Joey Roddy and Dylan Lottenville. The 7-8-9 hitters due up, the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up here for the Scouts as Ring fouls that one back. 1-1. Donald Ring 1 for 1 here in game number 2 of the doubleheader with a 2 RBI double. His 5th double of the year back in the first inning. Now the pitch. Foul tipped on an off-speed pitch. The count 1-2 on Donald Ring. Ring was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in game number 1, so he had a big smile on his face after the double.
Certainly turning things around on that one.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Back behind the Hamilton Joes dugout. Will stay at 1-2. Donald Ring with the 0 for 3 in game number 1. Ends his on-base streak of 7 games. Now the pitch. Curveball, strike 3 on the outside corner. Ring goes down looking. 1 away.
Now think about this game. Now this is an interesting one. The Scouts 4-0 lead. Haven't hit a single yet. A couple of doubles and a lot of walks.
Yep, 2 hits for Xenia. Both doubles, as you mentioned. And 6 walks total. 5 by the starting pitcher, Frank Dixon, as the first pitch to Roddy is a curveball. Low. They're going to check if Roddy went around. He did not. 1-0. And then 1 by the reliever, Andy Almquist. Here already came last inning in the second. The 1-0. Fastball. Fouled off. 1-1 on Joey Roddy. 4-0, Xenia Scouts over the Hamilton Joes here in the top of the third. Game 2 of a doubleheader, so only playing 7 innings tonight. Now the pitch. Fastball lined, foul down the first baseline. 1-2.
Good swing there by Roddy. Really hammered that one just foul.
Roddy, the redshirt freshman from Ohio State, came into today. Only batting, I believe, $160. That curveball misses outside. Excuse me, I didn't have it right in front of me because of this doubleheader. Roddy came into today batting $161, but over his last 7 games, he's batting $273. So a little bit of improvement for Roddy. Now the pitch. 2-2, misses low in the dirt. Full count.
Even more than the numbers show, though, you can just see with the plate discipline, with the approach, taking more pitches, not swinging at, clear balls when falling behind in the count, 0-2. Roddy is kind of just growing up as the summer goes along.
The 3-2. Fastball chopped toward third. Williams comes in, makes the play on a couple hops. 2 down here in the second.
Well, that was a good defensive play there by Nigel Williams. Takes a couple steps in and makes the throw on the run. A less experienced third baseman might not be able to have that one. So kudos there to the Hamilton third baseman, Nigel Williams.
Now Dylan Lottenville to the plate for the Xenia Scouts. Lottenville, the 8-hole hitter tonight. Walked his first time up back in the second. Now up here again in the third. The first pitch off speed high above the head, 1-0. Lottenville, his first game back in the lineup after a little under a week away from the team. I believe he had a wedding to go to.
His brother's wedding. He said it was one of the best weekends of his life, if not the best weekend of his life.
Now the pitch. Fastball grounded toward short. Santiago makes the play, and that'll do it for the Scouts here in the top half of the third inning. 1, 2, 3. A good job by Andy Almquist on the mound. We head to the home half of the third. The Scouts lead 4-0. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head to the bottom of the third inning. The Scouts lead 4-0 over the Hamilton Joes as the 7, 8, 9 hitters are due up for Hamilton. Ryan Crockett, James Wick, and Riley Dent. Ryan Crockett, who was in the lineup in game number 1 of this doubleheader, went 2 for 3 in game number 1. Steps up, he'll bat from the right side. The first pitch from Bly. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. Caleb Bly is not allowed a hit yet through 2 innings. No base runners, actually. 6 up, 6 down. Bly working pretty quickly. The 0-1 fouled off behind the plate. 0-2. The wind starting to pick up here in Hamilton. 7-inning ball game tonight because of the doubleheader. 7 innings in the first game as well. The Scouts took a 6-0 loss. 0-2 on Ryan Crockett. Bly sets the pitch. Off speed at the knee, strike 3. Caleb Bly strikes out his 4th batter in 7 Hamilton Joes at the plate. And that brings up James Wick for the Hamilton Joes. Wick was not in the lineup in game number 1. He's 3 for 11 on the year, so not many at-bats for James Wick. The first pitch to him. He bats from the right side, a strike at the knees, 0-1. Wick, no extra base hits on the year. He has walked 4 times, so 15 plate appearances. He's been on base 7 of those, so he's been productive. The curveball misses low, 1-1. Wick behind the plate here in game number 2 for the Hamilton Joes. He faces the righty Bly, 6'3" righty in Caleb Bly. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball inside at the knee, strike 2. Caleb Bly working that inside corner here early in this game. And Bly has a pretty brisk pace as well. The pitch. Curveball misses low. And when no one for the Hamilton Joes is really stepping out or doing anything to throw off Caleb Bly's pace, you'll see him get in a groove. He struck out 4 out of the 7 Hamilton Joes he's faced. James Wick is the 8th. The count 2-2 on him. The pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Caleb Bly, 5 strikeouts and 8 batters. 8 up, 8 down here in the third. 2 down with Riley Dent coming to the plate.
I can't wait to go on Twitter and do that KKKKK LeBly. Big fan. And he is looking as good as we have seen him all year long right now.
Riley Dent, the batter. He bats from the left side. The first pitch from the righty Bly. Dent lays down a bunt. Ring picks it up, fires to first, and they got him. A great play from Donald Ring behind the plate. He slides along the third base line, and that gets some cheers from the Xenia Scouts dugout. The whole team mobs Ring as he heads to the dugout. Assistant coach Ross Yoder out there first. Ring makes a beautiful play, a nice little 2-3 put-up. 9 up, 9 down for Caleb Bly through 3. We head to the 4th. A 4-0 Xenia Scouts lead. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
To the top of the fourth inning we go. Andrew Alex here alongside Gabe Genovese. A 4-0 lead for your Xenia Scouts over the Hamilton Joes. Ange Bourgeois to lead things off. First pitch to Ange. That one finds the inside part of the zone. A called strike one. Bourgeois, well, he's 0 for 1 on the day. A ground out over to third. His first time up. 0-1 to Bourgeois. He hits from the left side against the righty, Andy Almquist. That one missing on the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the second baseman from Biola. One pitch big. When it's there, ball in the dirt. Bourgeois goes fishing. Behind in this count now 2-1 is Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois, a 2-hit day in the first contest. Probably one of the very few Xenia Scouts batters who were successful in that first contest. 1-2 pitch. That one taken on the outside. He was at the count 2-2. It'll be Bourgeois, and then back to the top of the order with Francisco Andina and Aaron Takas here in the top of the fourth. Bourgeois awaits. 2 pitch. That one high, ball number 3. So Bourgeois, after falling behind in the count early, works his way back here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Here to lead things off in the top of the fourth. 4-0 Xenia is your score. Bourgeois steps back in. Almquist. He delivers. And Bourgeois hits that one on the ground over towards second. The second baseman Zios picks it up, throws on over to first in time for out number 1. So Ange Bourgeois now 0 for 2 on the day. And now it's back to the top of the order with Francisco Andina. Francisco Andina has come to the plate twice today. He opened this ball game up, a leadoff double. Got things going for the Scouts. Ended up coming around to score the first run of this ball game, part of that 3-run first inning. Bourgeois bats from the left side against the righty here. First pitch to Andina. That one swung on and missed. 0-1 goes the count. Andina from Spring Arbor University in Spring Arbor, Michigan. A .296 hitter this past spring with Spring Arbor. He takes on the outside. He was at the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Andina picked up his 18th walk of the year in the first contest. He was tied for 12th in the league when he stood at 17 coming into today. And he launches off the plate yet again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Aaron Takas awaits on deck. Andina steps back into the box. Here comes the 2-1. Andina shows bunt but pulls back. That ball finds the zone. A called strike evens things up 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here in the top of the fourth. The Scouts trying to get one back from the Hamilton Joes, who won the first contest by a score of 6-0. A couple of 7-inning games here tonight at Foundation Field in Hamilton. 2-2 pitch, and that one swing and a miss. Or actually looks like he foul tipped that one into the glove of the catcher, Wick. So that one is strikeout for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here for Andy Almquist at the top of the fourth. And now with 2 down, Aaron Takas going to head to the plate. Takas 0 for 1 on the day, a 5-3 ground out. His second time to the plate, he walked. First pitch to Takas, that one low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Aaron Takas. Takas came into the day a .291 hitter. That was good for second on the Xenia Scouts Ball Club. Don't know where things stand, as the stats have not been updated overall, but Takas watches low and inside that time. 2 balls and no strikes. Almquist from Miami of Ohio versus Aaron Takas from the great state of Florida. Takas watches on the outside yet again. 3 balls and no strikes to Aaron Takas. Takas bats from the left side against the righty Andy Almquist. The get me across attempt here does just that. Fastball inside part of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike to Aaron Takas. 3-1 pitch. And that one is high, ball 4. Aaron Takas draws his second walk of the evening. And the Scouts with a 2-out base runner And Aaron Dacus, Kyle Casserly headed to the plate. Kyle Casserly has not taken many swings thus far today, no question. A couple of walks in the first game, now a couple of walks in the second game. 4 of his 15 walks this season have come today. The Hamilton Joes are having a group meeting at the mound, trailing 4-0 here in the top of the fourth of this 7-inning baseball game. Kyle Casserly on the man at the plate, Caleb Fernholz, awaits on deck. Both Casserly and Fernholz have yet to record an official at-bat. Through the first time through this lineup, both have walked twice. Both of them have come around to score a run. In the case of Fernholz, he picked up an RBI, drawing a bases-loaded walk back in the second. For the Scouts, it was 3 runs in the first inning, 1 run in the second inning. As the umpire looks to break up this meeting at the mound, Hamilton may just be buying time to get someone going in their bullpen. It looks like the manager of the Hamilton Joes just got tossed. Oh, yes, he did. Yeah, and he's still going. Wow. So the manager of the Joes ejected from this game. And, yeah, throw some baseballs onto the field. Throw some bats onto the field. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh, some more baseballs. Caleb Fernholz says, give the people what they want. He probably will not be pleased to know this is all on camera. So we're going to step off for a second. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. First pitch to Kyle Casserly in there for a called strike, following some, let's call it theatrics, from the Hamilton Joes manager, ejected from this ball game. Man.
Hey, Jill, you need to shut him up. Talking about the balls going up somebody's career.
So, a lot of interesting stuff happening so far tonight. No questions asked. Casserly takes low that time, evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle Casserly from Wright State University. It's 1 on and 2 away here. The Scouts lead the Joes by a score of 4-0. Here's a pitch, and that one taken about just high inside part of the plate, a called strike. 4-0 is the score in favor of the Xenia Scouts in what has been a very interesting game thus far. The 1-2 pitch to Casserly, here it comes. And that one in the dirt Casserly holds off. Appeal to the field umpire says yes, he did hold off. Evens up the count 2-2. Kyle Casserly, I mentioned it earlier. I'll say it in minutes. Without a throw. So Takis moves into scoring position. The count moves 3 balls and 2 strikes. A full count here. Kyle Casserly trying to bring another run home. Almquist looks to the catcher, Wick. He shakes him off once. Now he has him. The 3-2 pitch. And that one in there for a called strike 3, a drop third strike. Throw over to first will be there in time. So Kyle Casserly goes down looking for out number 3. No runs on no hits. 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the 4th inning. The Scouts lead by a score of 4-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back, folks, to the bottom of the 4th we go. Andrew Alex here alongside Gabe Genovese. Well, Gabe will be back in just a minute. Caleb Bly, who's retired 9 straight. First pitch, that one below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes. The batter is the leadoff man, Ryan Zeals. Zeals, his first time up, grounded out over to third base. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Bly. And that one hit hard into right field. Dylan Lottenville calls for it. He makes the grab for out number 1. So the first out, an F9. And now it's going to be Ryan McClellan to the plate. McClellan, his first time up. He was the first strikeout victim of Caleb Bly, 0 for 2 in the first game, so make him 0 for 3 on this beautiful Wednesday evening here in Hamilton, Ohio. The sun beginning to go down, and we are under the lights here at Foundation Field. First pitch from Bly, that one taken upstairs and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. That one missing, up and away again, 2-0. McClelland bats from the left side here against the righty Caleb Bly. The 2-0 pitch. That one does find the zone. Fastball right down the pipe. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ryan McClelland. McClelland broke his 5-game hit streak in the first contest. That's been a multi-hit game this year as he waves and misses. And at the 2-1 pitch, evens up the count 2-2. That's reached base in his last 9 games, however. And that one low and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. An interesting top of the 4th we had here. A little bit of delay, a little interesting things happened, but as that one is hit hard but foul down the third base side, the count's going to stay at 3-2. Caleb Bly has retired 10 in a row here. He looks to the catcher, Donald Ring. Pitch. And just fouling that one to almost the most minimal extent. Is Ryan McClellan. The count stays full. This is Bly's first time working with Ring all season. Ring behind the dish had been out with a forearm strain, but he is back in action, and he's probably one of the better defensive catchers we have. The pitch, that one on the outside, ball number 4. So Caleb Bly surrenders his first base runner of the game, and now 1 on and 1 out for Trey Turner, who has absolutely torn up the Xenia Scouts throughout his Hamilton Joe career. Trey Turner, 8 for 20 against the Scouts coming in. 1 for 3 in the first game, so make him 9 for 23 with 6 RBIs. He bats from the right side here against the righty Bly. First pitch, curveball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Turner, 1 for 3 with a walk in the first game. His first time up, he was the second strikeout victim of Caleb Bly. Pitch, and swing and a miss. Turner loses his bat. It goes flying like a helicopter down the third base side. The third baseman coach for the Hamilton Joes has to dive out of the way. And I guess a very noisy strike 1 there.
Might want to blank and put some
yeah, some pine tar.
Pine tar. Gosh.
What an evening it has been. And it's a little bit cooler here now as Ring goes out to the mound. Me and Gabe might have been, I think it's all just a giant blur that first game, and the Scouts players might agree. About 95 degrees, felt even hotter in the humid Ohio weather. But now Bly is ready. He looks to Donald Ring, a ball and a strike with a runner at first and 1 away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count goes 1 and 2. Turner has 6 multi-hit games on the year, 3 versus the Xenia Scouts. Has hit in 7 of his last 10 games, however. A .333 mark over that period. The 1-2 pitch from Caleb Bly. That one low and away. Evens at the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A southwestern battle, kind of. The Louisiana and Trey Turner versus the Texan. The pitch, and that ball on the outside. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trey Turner versus Caleb Bly. The runner at first is Ryan McClellan. Here in the bottom of the 4th, 4-0. Scouts is the score. The 3-2 pitch. And that one off the plate, ball 4. So a couple of walks now issued by Caleb Bly. And it's runners at first and second here with 1 away for Eric Santiago.
And Santiago, we've seen he can hit today, 2 for 4 in game number 1. And I think pitching coach Corey Coobs is doing the right thing here. Bly still hasn't allowed a hit, but a couple of walks, 1 down here in the 4th. You've got a 4-run cushion. Just take a deep breath. You're fine.
And Bly, he hasn't been missing by much, like you said. An impressive outing thus far. 5 strikeouts for Bly through his first 3 innings of work. Now a couple of men on. We'll see how he deals with the adversity like we talked about earlier. Bly has been prone to the big blow-up innings. Sometimes it has come around the 4th or the 5th inning, sometimes the 3rd. But Bly working better in those first couple innings than we had seen him work all year. He's looking to bounce back from this.
And talking to Bly, he was just upset with himself with the 5.5 ERA. Like, I haven't pitched good this summer. And I just kind of told him, like, dude, you, for example, 4 scoreless against Richmond, and then he had the bad 5th. And as you mentioned,
here's the first pitch to Santiago. That one taken low and away.
And as you mentioned, it's happened not just that time, but I believe one other time as well, where he pitched a few scoreless and then gave up 1 big inning. And then in Lorraine, he pitched 4 scoreless.
The 1-0 pitch. That one taken high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes here to Eric Santiago. McClellan at second, Trey Turner at first. The batter, Santiago. The shortstop in tonight's contest. Wait the 2-0 pitch now. Bly looks back to second. Now he delivers. That ball hit on the ground over towards short. They go to second for one. The throw to first for two will be in time. A 6-4-3 double play. And Caleb Bly has put his fourth goose egg on the board. We have played 4 innings of baseball here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. Your Scouts lead the Hamilton Joes by a score of 4-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the 5th inning of baseball here. The Scouts with a 4-0 lead over the Hamilton Joes and a new pitcher in for him, Dalton Laney. Laney from Indiana State. And Gabe, what do we know about Dalton Laney?
And he has 7.97 ERA in 9 appearances, 14 and 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 12 hits, 14 runs, 13 of them earned, 14 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Opponents bat .214 versus Dalton Laney.
So he'll face the 4-5-6 spot in the Xenia Scouts order. That's Caleb Fernholz to start things off, followed by Chris Ackerman and Donald Ring. First pitch here to Fernie. That one low in the dirt. Ball number 1. And ball is something we've said a lot when Caleb Fernholz is at the plate. 2 plate appearances. He has walked both times. One of them with the bases loaded, picking up one of the 4 RBIs that the Scouts have all day. So 1-0 here to Fernholz. He bats from the right side against the righty Dalton Laney. Laney looks to the catcher. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one way on the outside, skipping past the catcher in the dirt. 2-0. Fernie, a native of Cashton, Wisconsin, has been a Wisconsin guy his entire life. Big Green Bay Packer fan, big Wisconsin Badger fan, goes to school at the University of St. Thomas in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The 2-0 pitch, that one's skipping on the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and no strikes to Caleb Fernholz, who might draw his 3rd walk of the game. So 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch to Fernie. And that one is taken low and away. Ball number 4. Caleb Fernholz draws his 3rd walk of the game. And the Scouts with the leadoff man aboard for Chris Ackerman.
Yeah, Fernie, who was hoping to get some swings in his time with the Scouts. How much he can do tonight.
I think the man just wants to hit a home run. And no doubt we know that he can. It looks like the Hamilton, well, it's hard to tell who's who now that the manager has been ejected. But, yeah, someone hit it out there. And he'll have a word with Dalton Laney, who, 4 pitches. So now Chris Ackerman to the plate. So Ackerman steps in. One on, nobody out. First pitch to Ack. That one on the inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Chris Ackerman. Ackerman on the day, 0 for 1. He struck out his second time up. A sacrifice fly his first time up. Brought home the first run of the game for the Xenia Scouts. Here's the pitch to Ackerman. Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Ackerman, who has drawn 17 walks this year. Second on the Scouts ball club, tied for 12th in the Great Lakes League. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one does find the zone inside part of the plate. Makes the count 2-1. Donald Ring awaits on deck. Ackerman bats from the right side here against the righty. Fernholz leads from first. Here's the pitch. And that one finds the zone inside part of the plate yet again. Evens up the count 2-2. Dalton Laney, after throwing 6 straight balls to start off his relief appearance, now fights his way back into this count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ackerman. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Caleb Fernholz stands at first. 4-0 Xenia is your score. The 2-2 pitch. That one in the dirt, ball 3. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chris Ackerman versus Dalton Laney. The Scouts, who now sit at 1 game below 500, trying to pick up the W here. And not lose too much ground in the standings. And a 3-2 pitch in there for a called strike 3. Chris Ackerman goes down looking. And that will be out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. So now with 1 down, it's Donald Ring to the plate. Ring, not such a bad day so far. A 2 RBI double back in the first, brought home a couple of runs. His second time up, he went down looking. That was to start things off in the 3rd. He bats from the left side against the righty Laney. First pitch, that one off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes here. Joey Roddy awaits on deck. Fernholz stands at first. The sun now really starting to go down. 9:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Hamilton, Ohio. Laney looks back to second. Now the pitch. That one does find the zone. Outside part of the plate, a called strike. Evens things up 1-1.
Yeah, that was weird. It was like he was checking Ring at first over his back shoulder.
Very, very strange. 1-1. That one taken on the outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Donald Ring. Donald Ring, an All-American talent. Standout season with the Division II Hillsdale Chargers. The 2-1 pitch coming now. That ball taken on the outside, and Donald Ring finds himself in a very favorable 3-1 count. Lefty-righty matchup favors Ring. 3 balls and a strike. Laney, he sets on that and then throws back to first. The throw very high. A good job by the first baseman, Jeff Stuck. Another really tall first baseman. I guess we see a lot of those for a reason. Had to extend his entire frame to prevent Fernholz from advancing to second. But now 3-1 should be coming. The pitch from Laney. Check swing. Did he go? They will say he did not. Appeal to the field umpire confirms it. Donald Ring walks, and it's runners at first and second here with 1 away for Joey Roddy.
And 2 on, and again, no hits for Xenia. The Scouts only 2 hits tonight, but they've reached base on 9 walks.
Well, that'll do it. Not much else you can say about that, but a couple of guys really getting the job done. Caleb Fernholz with 3 walks. So Joey Rowdy now to the plate. Fernholz at second. Donald Ring at first. Roddy, he waits first pitch. That one finds the zone. Called strike one. Joey Rowdy's 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out to second and a ground out to third in his 2 plate appearances. Rowdy from the Ohio State University. The pitch. And that one way up and way in. Some chin music there from Dalton Laney. Rowdy has to duck his head out of the way. 1 ball and 1 strike down to Joey Rowdy. Runners at first and second here with 1 out. In the top of the 5th inning, 4-0 Scouts is your score. The 1-1 pitch. And that one comes way inside. Both runners advance as the ball gets past the catcher, and that almost looked like it hit Joey Rowdy right off the top. That came really close.
Really close, but Roddy got out of the way, and now all Ross to do is do a job. Put a ball deep in the air, get another run in.
So now Fernholz stands at third, Donald Ring at second. 2 balls and 1 strike to Joey Roddy. Dalton Laney has missed big time these last couple of pitches. Here it comes. That one comes way inside yet again. And if the goal is to freak Joey Rowdy out by throwing it as close to him as they possibly can, then they're probably doing the job. 3 balls and 1 strike now. Fernholz stands at third. Donald Ring at second. Roddy bats from the right side against the righty Dalton Laney. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and that one way inside. Ball number 4. So Joey Roddy draws the walk, and now the bases are juiced for Dylan Lottenville.
And once again, we know Lottenville can put a ball in the air. Anything deep scores a run.
Fernholz looking to score his 2nd run of the ball game. Dylan Lottenville, he's 0 for 1, a ground out to short his first time up. His first official at bat, his only official at bat. His first time to the plate, however, he walked, ended up coming home to score on a Caleb Fernholz bases loaded walk. The bases are juiced. Caleb Fernholz at third, Donald Ring at second, Joey Roddy at first here with 1 away in the top of the 5th. First pitch comes way up and way in, and for about the 5th pitch in a row, a righty at the plate for the Scouts, and coming way inside is Dalton Laney.
Yeah, Laney struggling with control, just as we've seen pretty much all of the Hamilton Joes pitchers do tonight.
Scary stuff, scary stuff. 1 ball and no strikes down to Lottenville. Lottenville, the native of Bellevue, Washington, the hometown of Tim Lincecum. 1-0 pitch. That one does find the zone. Inside part of the plate, about belt high. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike.
And you could tell Lottenville wanted to jump on that inside pitch. Wasn't sure if it was too far in. He ended up taking it. Count still even.
1-1 now. Laney delivers. That one comes way inside yet again. It's like he's missing in the same spot over and over again.
And I'm going to be honest, I haven't been watching the catcher, James Wick. I want to see if he's been setting up outside, if he sets up outside here at least. Because you're right, he's missing that inside spot.
Speaking of James Wick, now a meeting at the mound between the catcher Wick and the pitcher Dalton Laney. How have we gotten here? Well, same old story, same old song and dance, my friends. Caleb Fernholz walked. Chris Ackerman then struck out or something. Donald Ring then walked, and then Joey Roddy walked. So the bases are juiced with 1 out. Dylan Lottenville now ahead in this count, 2-1. And like you said, Gabe, I'm going to be interested to see where this catcher Wick is setting up. 2-1 now. Lottenville waits. Upstairs, ball 3.
And in. And Wick was setting up low. We can't quite tell if he was way outside, but it wasn't high and in, I can tell you that.
So Laney's got to put it in the zone this time. 3 balls and 1 strike with the bases loaded, and that one comes way up and way in. Lottenville shakes it off as some chin music yet again. Caleb Fernholz comes home to score. A bases loaded walk makes the score 5-0 in favor of the Xenia Scouts.
And this is, normally you see someone, if they're missing in the same spot 3, 4, 5 pitches in a row, they'll overcompensate. So then they'll miss way out or way low. He just kept missing high and in the entire time.
So it looks like a new pitcher into the ball game. So we are going to step off as the scouts will figure out who it is and try to put a couple more on the board. The bases are loaded here with one out. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball. You guessed it, the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we are back here, and the new pitcher in for the Joes, and it's Nathan Kroger. What do we have on Nathan Kroger, Gabe?
Kroger, a Cincinnati Bearcat. He'll be a sophomore with the Bearcats. Kroger on the year, an 8.05 ERA in 6 appearances, 19 innings pitched. He's given up 22 earned runs, 17 earned runs, 13 walks, 15 strikeouts.
So first pitch to Ange Bourgeois. That one upstairs and outside. Ball number 1. The bases are juiced. Donald Ring at third. Joey Ruddy at second. Dylan Lottenville over at first. Bourgeois bats from the left side here against the righty. The pitch, and that one is lifted to center field. Going back, the center fielder Turner. He'll make the grab. The runner's tagging from second and third. Donald Ring scores these lead. Joey Roddy into third safely. A sacrifice fly off the bat of Ange Bourgeois. Make it 6-0 in favor of the Xenia Scouts. And like you said, he had a job to do, and he did it. Ange Bourgeois puts that in the deepest part of the park, probably about 370 feet. And, yeah, perfectly executed sacrifice fly, and now runners at the corners and 2 away. Back to the top of the order in Francisco Andina.
Bourgeois picks up his 7th RBI of the year.
First pitch to Francisco Andina comes here. That one taken on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and no strikes to Andina. Francisco led this game off with a double. That was, in the first. Since then, a ground out and a strikeout make him 1 for 3 on the day. The 1-0 pitch from Nathan Kroger. That one off the plate yet again. 2 balls and no strikes. Andina batting from the left side here against the righty Nathan Kroger.
And by the way, Kroger is 0-5 this year.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Well, if they lose,
it's not his loss.
Yeah, it's not his loss this time. You're not going to get any worse. As he swings and misses does Andina. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Puerto Rican center fielder from Spring Arbor University. Andina in that leadoff role for the second time in as many games today.
Let's go ahead and put the shirts up, man.
The 2-1 pitch. That one taken low and away, ball 3. So a favorable 3-1 count for Francisco Andina. The Scouts with 6 runs on 2 hits so far today. Good day for the on-base percentage numbers.
Very good day.
Here's the pitch. Andina fouls that one out of play, third base side towards that parking lot that we have here at Foundation Field. The count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
We should say very good game. Game 1 was not so good for the average.
Yeah, very good game, per se. Game number 1 was forgettable. And because of the heat stroke I proudly experienced, I almost do. Andina awaits the 3-2. Runners at the corners here with 2 away. Kroger looks to the catcher, Wick. He sets and delivers. And that ball hit on the ground towards first. The first baseman stuck, makes a beautiful backhand play, takes it and steps on first for out number 3. But 2 runs on no hits and 2 men left aboard for the Scouts. We have reached the middle of the 5th inning. Xenia leads the Hamilton Joes by a score of 5-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the home half, 5th we go. Andrew Alex and Gabe Genovese here. The Scouts lead by a score of 6-0 after they put up a couple runs in the top half of this inning. Caleb Bly back out to the mound to pitch his 5th inning of work. Here's the pitch from Bly. First pitch fouled straight back into the screen. 0-1 is the count. The batter is Jeff Stuck. Bly walked a couple of guys last inning, but got out of it on a perfectly drawn up 6-4-3 double play. 0-1 now. Here's the pitch. That one, fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike 2. Stuck his first time up, struck out. He was the 3rd strikeout victim of Caleb Bly. That came back in the 2nd inning. Bly looks to the catcher, Donald Ring. Here's the pitch. And that one upstairs and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It'll be Jeff Stuck, Nigel Williams, and Ryan Crockett due up for Hamilton here in the home half. The 1-2 pitch. And that one just off the plate, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. We await the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Check swing. Did he go? They'll say he did. Drop 3rd strike as it goes to the backstop. Throw from Donald Ring over to first. Pulls Ackerman off the bag. Safe at first is Jeff Stuck, but counted as strikeout number 6 of the evening for Caleb Bly. And 1 on and nobody out for the Hamilton Joes. So mark that down as strikeout number 6, like we said, and now it's Nigel Williams to the plate. with one on and nobody out. Williams, his first time up, flew out to third base. He steps in, batting from the right side here against the righty Bly. First pitch, pop up, foul territory, back over the screen. The count goes 0-1. Williams from Lake Erie College, playing third base in both of these contests. Had a big day. A couple of hits and a walk in the first game. The 0-1. And that one's hit in the air, but very shallow. The second baseman, Bourgeois, calls for it in very shallow center field. Makes the grab for out number 1. So mark that one down as an F4. And now 1 away, and what really and truly could be 2 away following that drop third strike.
Yeah, on that drop third, Donald Ring, it was a check swing, so Donald Ring appealed to the to the field umpire, and the ball went behind him, so he was just too late getting there after the appeal.
First pitch from Caleb Bly. That one finds the outside part of the plate to call and strike. The batter is Ryan Crockett. Ryan Crockett 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out swinging his first time up. That was back in the third. He was the 4th strikeout victim of Caleb Bly. Jeff Stuck stands at first. Here's the pitch. That foul ball hit hard down the third base line. 0-2 goes the count.
Great job by Bly to get ahead here, especially on Crockett, he's already struck out once in this game.
Ryan Crockett from Wetumpka, Alabama, a Samford University Bulldog. He hit a home run in the first contest as time is called. So now he steps back in. He bats from the right side against the righty Bly. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And strike out number 7 for Caleb Bly. 2 away here. And Caleb Bly just continues to dazzle here on a beautiful night in Hamilton, Ohio.
Yeah, Bly has faced now 16 batters, and he's only allowed 3 base runners.
First pitch, hit on the ground over towards first base. Ackerman fields it in fair territory, steps on first for out number 3. So Caleb Bly puts up another goose egg, and we have played 5 innings of baseball here in Hamilton, Ohio. The Scouts lead by a score of 6-0. It's back to Gabe Genovese for the 6th and the 7th. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
We head to the top half of the 6th inning here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. A 6-0 Xenia Scouts lead over the Hamilton Joes as we head to the 6th. Aaron Tagas will lead it off for Xenia, followed by Kyle Casserly and Caleb Fernholtz, the 2-3-4 hitters for the Scouts here in the 6th. First pitch to Tagas, fastball at the knee, strike one. Aaron Tagas 0 for 1 with a couple of walks here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Now the 0-1 from Nathan Kroger. Off speed, below the knees, 1-1. Takas was 0 for 3 in game number 1 this afternoon. The Scouts took a 6-0 loss in game 1. Back up 6-0 here in game 2. The pitch to Takas. Fastball outside, 2-1. Nathan Kroger, the 4th Hamilton Joes pitcher of game number 2. Frank Dixon, the starter, went an inning and 2/3, gave up a couple hits, 4 runs, 5 walks. Dixon's problem was the walk. Andy Almquist came in, pitched 2 1/3, didn't give up a run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Now the pitch to Takas. Fastball, chopper, up the middle, towards second. 1 down here in the 6th inning as Ryan Zeals makes the play at second base. Dalton Laney then came in, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Joes. He only pitched a 1/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 runs on 4 walks. He didn't allow a hit. He just allowed 4 walks, and then the sac fly from Bourgeois brought in the 6th run of the game.
Yeah, certainly a couple of guys haven't allowed his tonight. He is the lesser impressive of them, I must say.
Kyle Casserly to the plate now for the Scouts. The first pitch to him. Off speed, up high at the chin, 1-0. Casserly 0 for 1 with a couple of walks here in game number 2. He was 0 for 1 with a couple of walks in game number 1 as well. The 1-0 misses low. 2-0 to Kyle Casserly. So Cass has been to the plate 5 times in these 2 games combined, and he's walked 4 of his 5 plate appearances. 2-0 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. 2-1. Just some updates on an out-of-town scoreboard in the Southern Division as the pitch to Cass, a swing and a miss on a curveball, 2-2. The Richmond Jazz did defeat the Cincinnati Steam in 8 innings because that game was a doubleheader as well. So the 8th inning was an extra inning, 6-5. So the Jazz and the Steam after the split today are still tied for first in the Southern Division. Now the 2-2 to Cass. Curveball misses outside, 3-2. The Copperheads beat the Licking County Settlers today, so they stay in 3rd, and the Scouts will stay in 4th. The Joes will stay in 5th in the Southern Division. The Scouts will be 2.5 back. 3-2 to Cass. Chopper up the middle. Play made by the shortstop, Santiago. He fires across the diamond, 2 down.
And a couple observations here, Gabe. And the first is that if you look at the tower out in center field, I keep looking at it and thinking it's like the castle from Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And my second is, will they ever give Caleb Fernholtz a pitch to hit?
Fernholtz, 3 walks, 0 for 0 with 3 walks here in game 2. He was not in the lineup for game 1. The first pitch to the righty, way outside, ball 1.
Yeah, he couldn't foul one of these balls off if he tried. And poor guy. Man just wants some ABs. Maybe he's just the most intimidating hitter in the league, and they're doing it on purpose.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Line drive, base hit, left field. Caleb Fernholtz gets his 2nd hit of the year. He's now 2 for 6 with 3 walks this season. He's 1 for 1 with 3 walks tonight.
Yeah, Caleb Fernholtz just displays that he's got some hitting in him. He's not a PO by any means. And, he's a man on a mission. He wants to show his college coach while he's here, hey, man, why don't you throw me in the lineup? Why don't you give me that opportunity as he goes into his final season of play with Division III St. Thomas of Minnesota?
Jordan Lambert on to pinch run for Caleb Fernholtz. Lambert, 5 stolen bases on the year. Maybe Bubba Cade's doing this for more. They'll kill the DH maybe. Lambert will get an at-bat if he if we were to bat around.
That a possibility.
Now the first pitch to Chris Ackerman. In the dirt, Ackerman checked his swing. He did not go around 1-0. Or maybe just not risking injury for Fernie.
Who does have to pitch in 2 days.
He'll start Friday at home against the Lima Locos. The pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Chris Ackerman 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. A sac fly in the first inning, though, so he picked up his 12th RBI of the year. Now the pitch. Foul ball off speed, and that came right back to the catcher, James Wick. He got hit. He'll fall to a knee, get up. Looks to be okay.
Hey, it looks fine. It looks it's been an interesting day here for the Hamilton Joes. As many of you who are listening, maybe it was a lot to process back in the 4th inning when Hamilton's manager got ejected. But certainly, as Caleb Fernholz says at the time, give the people what they want. And that was, but as many managers do, maybe trying to get that to be a spark plug to the team. Not so much.
The 2-1 pitch to Chris Ackerman. Curveball finds the zone, outside part of the plate. 2-2. Yeah, that didn't seem like all right, get fired up, let's go, guys. That seemed like I'm kind of really mad.
Yeah, I'm genuinely angry.
Count 2-2 on Chris Ackerman, a 6-0 Xenia Scouts lead here in the top of the 6th of game 2 of the doubleheader. The pitch. Off speed, Ackerman fouled it off. Count stays at 2-2. And just for the rest of the out-of-town scoreboard, in the Central Division, the Lima Locos lead the Galleon Graders 12-3. That final of the Copperhead Settlers game was 9-0 Southern Ohio. And Grand Lake leads Lorain County as the pitch to Ackerman is fouled off behind the plate. We'll stay at 2-2. Grand Lake up on Lorain County 8-6 in the Central Division. I'm trying to figure out what the exact standings will be after this game goes final, if the Scouts can hang on here. Now the 2-2 pitch to Chris Ackerman. Curveball, chopped foul down the third baseline. A good job by Ackerman to foul off a few pitches.
Yeah, great job by Ackerman of staying alive. We've seen him do this all season long. But for Ackerman, he's trying to keep it going here with 2 away. Or check that.
Yeah, 2 away.
No, 2 away, yeah.
You're right.
Sorry, my book is messed up.
1 on, 2 out. Jordan Lambert on first after the Caleb Fernholz single. Lambert's in to pinch run. Scouts lead 6-0. Only playing 7 here in game 2 of the doubleheader. The pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Nathan Kroger gets Chris Ackerman. He strikes out for the 3rd time here in game number 2. Kroger gets his first strikeout of the night and will head to the home half of the 6th inning. The Scouts get a hit, but no runs, and they leave 1 aboard. It's 6-0 Scouts heading to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head to the home half of the 6th inning, a 6-0 Xenia Scouts lead over the Hamilton Joes as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Caleb Bly out for his 6th inning of work. He'll face the 9-hole hitter Riley Dent to lead off this inning. First pitch, fastball, high and away, 1-0. Dent 0 for 1 here in game number 2. As the Joes, Dent now closes out the second time through the lineup here in the 6th inning. Caleb Bly has been very effective, only allowing, as that pitch misses low to Dent, 2-0. Bly has only allowed 3 base runners through the first 17 Joes batters, and one of them was on a drop third strike. He's only walked 2 batters. No hits so far for the Joes through 5. Riley Dent now ahead in the count, 2-0 though. The pitch, fastball, skied high, foul territory. Lambert pursuing, and he couldn't quite judge it. And actually, is that Caden Owens out there in left?
Well, Caden Owens currently wearing number what? Yeah, no, is it 12?
I think that's Caden out there in left field. Kyle Casserly has come to play first.
Oh, yeah. So then
Ackerman is done. Count now 2-1 on Riley Dent. The pitch. Fastball. Strike 2. The home plate umpire thought it was strike 3. And yeah, it is strike 2. He was talking to Dent like, is that not 3? Like, he actually thought it was 3. But the count 2-2 on Riley Dent.
Oh, do it again, Caleb.
Bly sets the 2-2 pitch. Fastball fouled off behind the plate. Will stay at 2-2. I apologize for saying Lambert instead of Owens out there in left field. Lambert pinch ran for Caleb Fernholtz last inning, so we just assumed that it was going to be Jordan Lambert out there in left once we saw Kyle Casserly come in to play first. But we were wrong.
Yeah, no, we tend to be wrong about a lot of these things.
The 2-2 to Dent. Curveball, ground ball to second. Bourgeois fields it cleanly, throws to first. 1 down here in the 6th. Caleb Fernholtz now through this Joe's lineup twice. 18 batters faced, no hits. And Ryan Zeals, the top of the order for the Joes, steps up. Zeals 0 for 4 in game 2, 0 for 4 in game 1, 0 for 2 here in game 2. He had an 8-game hit streak coming into today. The first pitch to him, he lays down a bunt. Bly fields it, throws to first, and they're going to call him safe at first base. That is a horrible call.
I mean,
that is
wait to see if Bubba comes out and starts yelling about it.
That is a horrible call.
No, here it comes.
And here comes Bubba Cates.
Yeah, you're right.
And the reason I emphasize that is there goes Caleb Bly's no-hitter on a really bad call at first base.
It's trash.
That's the second time Zeals has – no, excuse me, it wasn't Zeals the first time that tried to lay down a bunt. That's the second bunt laid down by the Joes here in this game. And
first time was Donald Ring.
Ring made a heck of a play on the first bunt. Bly picks that one up, and his throw beat the runner flat out by it was close.
You know, it'd be by like a step.
It was a solid half step to a step, but that was
that's really unfortunate just for the.
And now in steps Ryan McClellan. The pitch. Inside, ball 1. Man, that is a shame.
Oh, yeah. Bogus call. Oh, well.
Bly checks the runner at first. The pitch. Fastball high. Ball 2. And Ryan Zeals, who now picks up his first hit of the day. Let's just say he's a little bit of a threat over that first base It's not like he leads the league with 18 stolen bases or anything.
Ruh-roh.
He's 18 for 22 on the base pass and stolen bases, so he has gotten caught 4 times. The pitch. Fastball at the knee, strike 1.
Yeah, no, I mean a lot of speed over there, and you got to give him credit. If it wasn't Ryan Zeals on the base pass, it wouldn't have been a close play over at first. And I'm just kind of at a loss of words, but you never know. You never know what would have happened anyway.
McClellan bats from the left side. The pitch. Zeals takes off. McClellan fouls it off. Count now 2-2 on Ryan McClellan.
Just watching Zeals run there, just the way that man's legs can move. It'd be interesting here if they try to steal the bag again. Donald Ring, a tremendous defensive catcher. Saw it a lot last year, but now with 2-2.
McClellan waves the bat above his back shoulder. Bly checks first. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball, skied high, deep right field. That ball's carrying, and that ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Ryan McClellan, and it's 6-2 Scouts here in the 6th.
Absolutely getting under that one. And, you know, makes you feel a little less bad about the no-hitter, but now with Caleb Bly, a high pitch count, it'll be interesting to see. And here it comes. Bubba Cates out to the mound. We can't see the bullpen, but I expect to see Landon Williams, Caden Owens, one of the two.
Pinedo O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
Scouts plenty of insurance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Up 6-2 here in the 6th.
The problem is with all the rainouts, you almost want all our guys to throw just to stay hot in a way. Like, when was last time? So Caden last threw on Sunday. It's now Wednesday. Landon last threw on Saturday, would you say?
Yep, Saturday against the Jazz.
Yeah, so it's and they actually, who knows if they're even going to pull it.
You're right.
Yeah. Just the way the Bubba walked out there with like a sense of urgency, it seemed.
He never made the call, though.
He never made the call.
And with one away here in the 6th, maybe it's just, hey, get these last 2 outs here, and we're going to have someone come in and close the 7th.
So folks who, especially you folks who listen to us all the time, would you ever guess that me and Gabe were wrong?
The answer to that question should be yes.
Yes. They did. So you're saying there's a chance.
Trey Turner steps to the plate now for the Joes. 0 for 1 with a walk here in Game 2. Struck out back in the first inning. Walked his last time up. Skies that one high out of play. 0-1. Trey Turner was 1 for 3 with a walk in Game number 1. So he's now 1 for 4 with a couple of walks here on the day. So the Joes, who didn't have a hit coming into the 6th, a bunt single and a 2-run home run. The pitch to Turner. Curveball outside. Ball 1. Riley Dent grounded out. Zeals with the bunt single. Ryan McClellan hits his first home run of the year. Now the 1-1 pitch. Fastball in there. Strike 2 in the outside corner. Caleb Bly has been magnificent here this evening. 7 strikeouts through the first 5 innings. And once again, no hits until the bad call bunt single here in the 6th. The pitch. Curveball. Pop fly. Shallow left field. And Caden Owens settles under it. 2 down here in the 6th.
So good shaking off out there by Caden, or by Caleb Bly, I should say. And, you know, it's going to happen every once in a while. And not every game is going to be a perfect game, a no-hitter, a shutout even at that. But the way that Bly responds here, especially given that this is an opportunity for him to show pitching coach Corey Kuhn, yeah, I can go 6 innings into a ball game.
Bly, his first pitch to Eric Santiago, low and in, 1-0. Santiago, after going 2 for 4 in game number 1, he's 0 for 2 here in game 2. A ground out to the shortstop Takis, and then a 6-4-3 double play his last time up. This time he fouls the fastball off. 1-1. So 2 groundouts, both to short. The one ended up turning into an inning-ending double play back in the 4th. The pitch. Fastball, line drive. Foul ball down the right field line. Just foul. And the count now 1-2 on Eric Santiago. Santiago, the shortstop in both the games for the Hamilton Joes today. Bats from the right side. Tied 25th in the Great Lakes League in RBIs with 16. The pitch. Curveball, he went around. Ring pops up and makes the tag on Santiago. That'll do it for the Joes here in the 6th. Caleb Bly gets his 8th strikeout of the evening. The Joes get 2 on a 2-run home run from Ryan McClellan, but the Scouts lead 6-2 as we head to the 7th. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top of the 7th we go here at Foundation Field in Hamilton, Ohio. A 6-2 Xenia Scouts lead as we head to the 7th. And, of course, with this being the second game of the doubleheader, we're only playing 7 tonight. So the Scouts up to bat here in the 7th, have 3 more outs to take care of in the bottom half of the inning. Trying to get back to 500 and improve to 13-13 on the year. Danny Hentz, the 5th pitcher of the night for the Hamilton Joes, on the mound here to begin the 7th inning. He will face Donald Ring, the leadoff batter for the Scouts here in the 7th. First pitch to Ring, ground ball right back to Hentz. He fields his position, flips to first, 1 down. So Danny Hentz gets his quick first out, and the Dayton Flyer is 2 outs away from getting out of the inning.
Yeah, Danny Hentz, 6 2/3 innings pitched, a 6.75 ERA. He struck out 2 and walked 6. Over that 6.2 innings pitched, he has appeared in 4 games, starting 1 of them.
Joey Roddy now to the plate for the Scouts. Roddy, a little bit of a struggle today in the 2 games combined. He's 0 for 5 with a walk. 0 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 2 with a walk here in game number 2. He did walk his last time up in the 5th. He bats from the right side, and the home plate umpire is going to make Roddy change his bat. And the home plate umpire was just saying that it was broken. Roddy's like, I guess it's broken. Huh.
Well, Joey Roddy potentially would be the one to not know that his bat was broken. Just kidding, of course.
The first pitch to him. Fastball below the knees, 1-0.
Still waiting for that big Joey Roddy hit today.
Roddy, who's been hitting well as of late. The pitch. Off speed in there for strike one, inside corner. 1-1. Roddy has played well at the hot corner this evening at third base. The pitch. The 1-1 curveball way low in the turf. Bounced about a couple feet in front of the plate. 2-1. A 6-2 Xenia Scouts lead here in the top of the seventh. One away. Joey Roddy at the plate for the Scouts. The pitch. Fastball just below the knees. 3-1. Danny Hentz, the fifth Hamilton Joe pitcher of the evening. The last pitcher, Nathan Kroger, goes an inning and 2/3. Gave up a hit. No runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Now Roddy takes a pitch inside. He's on for the second time today with his second walk in a row.
Joey Roddy getting that on-base percentage up, as is the entire Xenia Scouts lineup. But Dylan Lottenville once again, who trying to get himself into a little bit of a groove here, coming back from his family wedding. Only one at-bat so far in this game, and 2 walks, however. So the OBP once again going up. Dylan with an opportunity here, 1 on, 1 out.
First pitch to Lottie. Low. Roddy takes off for second on the wild pitch. He stands 180 feet away with 1 down.
Yeah, heads up there by Roddy, getting himself in scoring position.
Lottenville an .098 batting average, but as you mentioned, the OBP, the on-base percentage, was at .281 coming into this game. A couple of walks today. That'll go up a little bit. He bats from the right side. The pitch. Fastball. Check swing. He went around. Pardon me. 1-1. Question for the Scouts in the seventh will be, who comes out to pitch?
I think it depends on if we get more runs here.
Now the pitch to Lottenville. Curveball. He went around once again, 1-2.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Michael Pineda O'Donnell. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, I'd be probably a little bit surprised if we saw Caden Owens.
Or Landon Williams. Now the pitch. Another curveball. Catches the outside corner. Strike 3. Lottenville goes down looking. 2 down here in the seventh. And that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois, a good first game. One of the only bright spots in that first game for the Xenia Scouts. 2 for 2 here in game number 2. Did bring in a run with the sac fly. He's over 2 with the sac fly. A very productive at-bat for Bourgeois last time up. He fouls off the curveball. I believe he fouled off the curveball. Roddy takes off for third as the ball got by the catcher Wick. And
well, then I would say that he didn't foul off.
Yeah, they're going to leave Roddy at third. Bourgeois does swing. It nicks the catcher Wick, like part of his glove and part of his shin pad. So
yeah, no. Well, sometimes that just gives the impression that it was a foul ball, or maybe it was a foul ball, and I just don't know.
0-1, another curveball. That curveball really working for Danny Hentz. 0-2 to Bourgeois. 6-2, Scouts lead. Joey Roddy stands on third. 2 down here in the seventh for the Scouts. Francisco Ondina on deck for Xenia. Had that leadoff double back in the first inning. Now the 0-2 to Bourgeois. Curveball, strike 3. Lottenville and Bourgeois both go down looking. Danny Hentz gets 2 strikeouts. Joey Roddy is stranded at third. The Scouts a 6-2 lead, 3 outs away from victory. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the 7th we go here in Hamilton, Ohio. A 6-2 Xenia Scouts lead over the Hamilton Joes. Game 2 of a doubleheader tonight, so only playing 7 innings. Caleb Bly's first pitch is fouled off. Strike 1 to Jeff Stuke. So the Scouts 3 outs away from victory here in Hamilton. Caleb Bly 3 outs away from a complete game. He's only allowed 2 hits and 2 runs so far today. Stuke batting from the right side, the 0-1 pitch. Fastball once again fouled off, 0-2. Caleb Bly had a no-hitter going through 5. Gave up his first 2 hits in the 6th, the bunt single to Ryan Zeals, and then a 2-run home run to Ryan McClellan. That was his first of the year. So damage done, but no harm as the Scouts lead 6-2. The 0-2 pitch, curveball, low and away, ball 1. Unfortunately, we do not have a pitch count on Caleb Bly right now. He was very effective through most of this game. I don't think it's that high. He only allowed 3 base runners in the first 2 times through this order, the first 18 batters he faced. 3 base runners, and one of them was on a drop third strike. He's only walked 2 tonight. He struck out 8. Bly takes the sign from Ring. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball, strike 3. Caleb Bly gets his 9th strikeout of the night. Jeff Stuke goes down for the 3rd time here in game 2. And there's one down here in the 7th. Stuke was Bly's 3rd victim, Bly's 6th victim, and Bly's 9th victim. 1 away here in the 7th.
What a day. What a day for Caleb Bly. And 9 strikeouts, and we talked about how coming into this game, Gabe, this was the biggest game of his season so far. Well, let me tell you, I think he stepped up to the plate here.
The first pitch to Nigel Williams. Fastball at the knee, strike 1. Williams, who was 2 for 4 in game number 1, is 0 for 2 here in game number 2. A fly out to the 3rd baseman, Roddy, and the 2nd baseman, Bourgeois. He's barely hit the ball out of the infield. The pitch. Fastball, he went chasing. Up high, 0-2. Bly's getting everything to work for him tonight. Williams steps back in, taps the outside of the plate as the Scouts lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball, skied high, deep left field. Owens going back, and he makes the grab just in front of the wall. A great catch by Caden Owens, 2 down.
Caleb Bly now just 1 out away from putting this one in the history books.
Bly will pick up, I believe, his 2nd victory of the year. He'll go to 2-2 on the season if he can get this last out. And in steps Ryan Crockett for the Joes. Crockett, 2 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts here in game 2. Fastball, ground ball toward Takis. Picks it up, fires to first. Cass can't scoop it out of the turf. So the Joes are alive here in the 9th. 1 on, 2 down.
On the bright side, maybe he can get another strikeout because of that. But, yeah, this ball game really should be finito.
I believe that'll be an E6. Error on Aaron Takis. And in steps James Wick, the catcher tonight for the Hamilton Joes. Wick 0 for 2 on the day. The first pitch to him. Fastball fouled off. Strike 1. Wick struck out in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to the first baseman, Ackerman, in the 5th. Kyle Casserly over there at first now. Ryan Crockett leads off first. The 0-1. Fastball fouled off behind the plate. 0-2. The Scouts lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Of course, only playing 7 here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. So Caleb Bly is 1 out away from a complete game victory. The count 0-2 on James Wick. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball just misses. 1-2.
Oh, that was a close one. That got my heart rate up a little bit.
Wick waves the bat above his back shoulder. The 1-2 pitch, line drive, base hit, right field. Crockett round second. He'll head to third. Wick has himself his first hit of the day. First and third, 2 down here for the Joes.
And, yeah, after a very close call on what I thought would be strike 3, and immediately before that, of course, a throw over that missed. It looks like Bubba Cates is going to come out to the mound. He's going to make a call to the bullpen.
Yes,
He's not going to let
is.
Caleb Bly finish this one. It's Landon Williams coming out for a 1-out save.
6-2, it's not even a save, is it?
No, well, it's a tying run on the on-deck circle. So, yeah, it is a save.
Okay.
Because first and third, man at the plate.
And the Scouts' whole dugout's going to come out and give Caleb Bly a standing ovation. Bly mad at himself for not being able to finish this one. I think he's mad he didn't get that fastball call on the last batter, Wick.
I would be mad too, quite frankly.
But Caleb Bly, an absolutely fantastic day. 6 2/3 innings pitched. He's only given up 3 hits, struck out 9, only walked 2. A masterful performance from Caleb Bly.
And what we saw from him tonight just speaks to the potential that this young man has going forward past this first season that he has at Oklahoma Baptist. Redshirted his first year. I expect him to possibly see him in a valuable role with the Bison this year and in years to come.
Landon Williams on the pitch for the Scouts. Williams, well, you could say he's been pretty good this year. Landon Williams making his 10th appearance for Xenia, pitched 23 innings, only given up 16 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 walks, 21 strikeouts for Landon Williams. He's 2-0 with 2 saves, an ERA of .39.
Well, and Landon Williams, it's just been a tremendous season for him. And just rolling off the work that he did this past year with Oklahoma Wesleyan, where he posted a 1.45 ERA in 42 1/3 innings pitched. Gabe, I hope you're impressed that I have that memorized.
I was just about to say, you don't have any papers in front of you. That's pretty good.
It's called Living with Corey Coobs. Remind me what Landon's ERA was this past spring. Remind me what it is. Of course, they're very close because Coobs, a coach at Oklahoma Wesleyan, bringing Landon here to the great state of Ohio. And the summer has been quite impressive thus far, but 1 out to go. Let's see if we can get it done.
Riley Dent comes to the plate. Runners on the corners for the Joes. The Scouts lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out away from victory. Dent steps to the plate. Bats from the left side. The pitch. Slider misses inside. 1-0. Dent 0 for 2 here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Trying to lay down the bunt in the 3rd inning. Donald Ray made a great play behind the plate. Then he grounded out to Bourgeois at second his last time up in the 6th inning. The 1-0. In there for a strike. A curveball at the knees, 1-1. Dent was also 0 for 2 in game number 1. He did reach base on a walk. He gives the bat a little wiggle above his back shoulder. The 1-1 off speed, fouled off down the 3rd baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Dent.
And Williams now ahead in this count with some room to work. And let's see how pitching coach Corey Coobs chooses to get this done.
Runners on the corners for the Joes. The Scouts lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out away from victory. The 1-2 pitch to Riley Dent. Outside 2-2. Landon Williams on to get the final out of this ball game after a masterful performance from Caleb Bly. 6 2/3 innings pitched. 9 strikeouts. Only 2 earned runs for Bly. The pitch. Off speed, just misses. The 3-2 count now to Riley Dent. And I don't know where that one missed either.
Yeah, no, someone yelling from the crowd, good pitch, Landon, because quite frankly, it was.
The 3-2 to Dent. Off speed, grounded foul down the first baseline, 3-2. So the Scouts, who got the first 2 outs of the 7th inning, 1 out away from a win. Ryan Crockett reaches on an error by Takis, and then a single by James Wick after a very questionable ball strike call.
Let's not get too hung up on it.
Riley Dent at the plate. The 3-2 pitch. Chopped foul down the third baseline. We'll do it all over again.
A good at bat by Dent, nonetheless, even though, like you said, might have caught in a break here or there. But since then, he's done a good job of fouling a couple balls off, staying alive here. And with your team trailing by 4 with 2 outs, 2 strikes on you, what more can you do?
Williams takes the sign. The 3-2 pitch. High, ball 4, and the tying run comes to the plate.
And suddenly this game has gotten a whole lot more interesting. And folks, just to remind you, Caleb Bly really got the 3rd out of this inning. Like, he won't be charged for any of these runners if any were to come home to score, because out number 3 was made. There was an error. Kept the game alive.
Ryan Zeals to the plate. The first pitch at the knee, strike 1. Zeals 1 for 3 today. He picked up the first hit of the ball game for the Hamilton Joes in the 6th inning on a bunt single. Bases loaded for Hamilton. 6-2 Scouts here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 down. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Blew the fastball by him. 0-2.
A beautiful fastball there by Landon Williams. And once again, ahead in this count, 0-2 with some room to work.
The Scouts 1 out away from a victory. Zeals down to his final strike. The 0-2 from Williams. Off speed, popped up on the infield. Williams coming in, makes the grab. Ball game. The Scouts take game number 2, 6-2 here in Hamilton, and improved to 13-13 on the year, thanks to a beautiful performance from Caleb Bly.
Yeah, from Bly, the best game we have seen from him all season. No questions asked. 9 strikeouts and a no-hitter going into the 6th inning of play. It was, unfortunately, a couple of hits. One of them truly what was a one-hitter for Caleb Bly. That true one hit being the solo shot from Ryan McClellan. But barring that, Bly, it just, what more could you ask from a kid? He'll get the win this game. The loss will go to the starting pitcher. What's his name? Frank Dixon. Frank Dixon and Landon Williams, if I am correct, will get the save.
The Scouts improved to 13-13 on the year. An excellent pitching performance from Caleb Bly and then Landon Williams to get the final out. The final numbers for the Hamilton Joes: 2 runs on 3 hits and only 2 men left aboard, and that's the key stat for me. Hamilton wasn't able to get any base runners. Only 2 men left aboard. The Scouts, 6 runs only on 3 hits. And Xenia leaves 9 left aboard. So the Joes only leave 2 on base. The Scouts only leave 9. The Scouts leave 9 on base. Hamilton and Xenia actually had the same number of hits, 3 apiece. Yet because of all the walks, the Scouts were able to draw 12 walks on the night. A couple sac flies from Chris Ackerman and Ange Bourgeois. And they get the 6-2 victory. Sorry if it seems like I'm stalling maybe a tad. We're trying to get Caleb Bly in here for a post-game interview. Can you hear me? No?
No, he won't be able to hear us, but
Okay.
can you hear us regularly?
Okay. So Bly has a little bit of defaulted headset here. Andrew's going to be a nice guy and switch with him. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Have a seat, my friend. Caleb Bly's final line, 6 2/3, only 3 hits given up, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts for Caleb Bly. Through 5 innings, man, you only allowed 3 base runners, and one of them was on the drop third strike. What were you thinking through those first 5?
Oh, I was just rolling, just filling it up, throwing first pitch strikes every time. That's all I could do. Just those strikes, get them out.
And in the 6th, after you got that first out, the bunt single from Ryan Zeals, as Landon Williams is going to come and give Bly the game ball here. The bunt single from Zeals, we personally thought you had him out by about a half a step. What'd you think?
Oh, he was out the whole way. I thought he was out.
Yeah.
I got that ball, fielded it. I had it in my hand like a change up, and I didn't want to throw a change up to first, so I just had to double pump a little bit. I still thought I got him, but made a good throw over there. Umpire gave his best call, so can't really argue.
In the end, no harm, no foul. The 2-run home run, who cares? A 6-2 victory for the Scouts tonight. And now Andrew Alex without a headset. I'm going to give him mine because he has a couple questions for the man himself.
Caleb, first of all, congratulations on a great win. And, coming out of the first game, you knew that you needed the team. You knew that the team needed you to step up big in this contest following the first loss. We needed to keep pace in the division. What was your mindset going into the contest?
Just go in and have a good game, compete every pitch. Inside of my hat, I wrote next pitch. Just every pitch, next pitch, next pitch, next pitch. Just keep throwing strikes, keep making good pitches, being competitive.
Was there any change of approach from Corey Coobs today? Were you guys doing anything a little bit differently? We know you've had the strikeout numbers all year, but today with the 9 just off the charts. How are you and Coobs working, and what was it like? Was this your first time working with Ring behind the plate?
This is actually my second. My first start was first time Ring was behind the plate. This is the second time Ring's been behind the plate for me. But we attacked with the fastball early. The zone seemed to get smaller if I didn't get a first pitch strike, so we just kept throwing fastballs first pitch. And I guess the second time through the lineup, we started throwing those first 3. We threw off speed, off speed, off speed, and I wasn't getting ahead. I wasn't throwing it well after that, and the zone shrunk up a little bit. So we decided we had to keep pounding first pitch strikes. But I'd say our approach wasn't any different. Just keep doing first pitch strikes, keep getting outs. And
what did Coach Coobs say to you when you walked the first 2 base runners that you allowed on the consecutive walks? Obviously, was followed by the perfectly drawn up 4-3 double play. Coach Coobs came out to the mound and had a word with you. What was that conversation like?
Honestly, I can't remember, but what I do remember is I put my glove up to my mouth and I told him I didn't miss. And I don't think I did, but he said, "No, I know. Let's just go get this guy, get ahead right here, throw first pitch fastball." And we got a ground ball and got out of it, so it wasn't too much.
Well, an admirable performance out there, man. A great job, and thanks for coming on. Congrats on the big win. You deserve that game ball, brother.
Thank you. Hi, Mom and Dad.
You got to say hi to Mom and Dad, all right? You got to say hi.
Can we say hi to his mom and dad? Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Bly.
Once again, a heck of a performance from Caleb Bly. I'll run through the numbers one more time before we leave you tonight. The Scouts, 6 runs on 3 hits, 9 left aboard. The Joes, 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 left aboard. The Scouts, all those runs because of a total of 12 walks and a couple sac flies from Ange Bourgeois and Chris Ackerman. The Joes now fall to 8-18 on the year. They stay in last place in the Southern Division. The Scouts, 13-13 on the year. They stay in 4th place, but as we've been talking about, 4th place, you're still within 3 games of 1st and 2nd place, and that's all you need for a playoff spot is 2nd place.
Yeah, and the stretch run coming right up. We have about, 13, 14 games left?
We now have 15, actually.
15. Yeah. So 15 games remain. It's anybody's race. When it comes to this, pennant race, the majority of the games that we're going to play are going to be against the exact teams that we're competing with in this pennant race. So in a sense, the Scouts have the ability to control their own destiny. Had we lost today's game, however, falling back 2 games, and then, of course, the Jazz and the Cincinnati team splitting their 2 contests. Basically, everything holds as it was going into the day. And had Caleb Bly not stepped up in the way that he did, had the Scouts hitters not shown that discipline, had they not gotten the job done with the sacrifice flies where they needed him, drawing the walks where they needed, it would have been a much bigger hill to climb. And I try not to sound dramatic when we talk about these things, but in a 40-game season, there's almost always reason to be dramatic.
And it sounds crazy, but being 4 games back looks like a ton more than only being 2.5 back.
Yeah, no, and that's why, you know, you look at our number of wins coming into the game, 12. You look at the Joe's number of wins coming into the game, 8, and there's a reason why one team's manager is going out there throwing bats and saying he doesn't care because they've only won 8 games. That 4-game difference, you know, it's big. It's big at this point, and a great job by everyone in this second game of the doubleheader to pick up the win. But there's some, you know, the big mountain to climb here. We got the first place Cincinnati's team, and then first place in our division, and then, of course, followed up over the weekend with the #1 overall team in the Great Lakes League, the Lima Locos.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to mention. The Lima Locos coming to town on, I believe, Friday and Saturday, and I'm not trying to sound negative at all, but if you can just get a split with them, that's a win.
Well, you know, it's like playing whoever the best team in the majors is right now, the Dodgers or the Yankees or something like that. It's just even more so than that. It's like playing the New England Patriots or something. You just kind of hope, you know, that this team is playing at a level far and away above. I mean, they stand at 20-6 right now. They have been absolutely dominating their opponents, but we've seen the Copperheads pick up a win against them. We know that they're not indestructible, and you know, with some big pitching matchups coming up. We got Jorge Lozano tomorrow, Caleb Fernholz on Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday we'll see Kapicki and then Zach Wallace.
And that was going to be my next point. We talk about the Lima Locos, but we have a Cincinnati Steam matchup tomorrow that is key for the division.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it'll be big on the arm of Jorge Lozano. A lot of eyes will be on him, Lozano. We've seen him come out of the bullpen. Of course, a lot of people in and around the Scouts organization know what Lozano did as an all-star in 2016. 60 innings, all in that starting role. You know, big part in major stretch run games. The Scouts are no stranger to a stretch run. Last year around this time, they were, I believe, 1 game down on the Joes going into the all-star break. So a similar situation has happened. And last year, Lozano stepped up big. We'll see, even though he has had his struggles so far this season, if he can get back into that form, it'll be pivotal for the Scouts.
Again, final score, 6-2, Scouts victory here in game number 2 of the doubleheader. Still within 3 games of that top spot in the Southern Division. Actually, the second place team, the Jazz, in the Southern Division, as well as the Steam and the Jazz are tied for first right now in the Great Lakes League Southern Division. The Scouts get a 4-run victory. They are now 500, 13-13 on the year. Thanks for tuning in to us tonight. We will be back in action tomorrow at Cincinnati for a 7:05
some air conditioning and a real press box.
First pitch. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a blessed night, and go Scouts.